I'm shutting down a couple of my main businesses, and this is the reason why. Number one, I've been running these businesses for the past 2 years. Now, it was great for the past 2 years running these businesses. It helped me get through a lot of very difficult times. But with those difficult times came different hindrances. For example, every single business got different hurdles you have to jump over, kind of like mountains. It's like, okay, well, you got to get cash flow up, employees up, quality of service up, all of these other things, insurance, things of that nature, up. After you scale those various different procedures, you have to go and do other things like sell, get clients in, fulfill on the services. And you just continue to do that loop until you have enough and you make enough where you're like, okay, I'll sell it. Or you do it for another altruist reason. For me, it was house cleaning and pool cleaning. There wasn't any altruist reasons for the specific service, but there was altruist reasons for overall life, for me to expand my knowledge, so me be able to put it somewhere else and help out a lot of people. I digress. The most important thing that I found with running these businesses is that you can make a lot of money and provide a very little impact to your society. And what I mean by that is, if you only focus on the money, in my head, you make a very little impact, and you don't have as much reach as you would if you focus on the impact instead. One of my business partners in one of my companies said, he was like, hey, don't focus on the money because the money will come. And I never really understood what he was saying up until about 1.5 years ago. The money came, and I wasn't really trying to chase that next dollar anymore. Like, bills was paid, everything was good, and it was all amazing. But with everything being amazing, it came different problems that normally you wouldn't come to if you were continuously struggling financially. And those problems become laziness. Now, a lot of broke people struggle with this as well. So this is not just a rich people or have some sort of money people problem. This is an overall problem with the human nature of just us in general. We are inherently lazy. Now, the reason why we're lazy is because we want to do whatever it takes to do as least amount of work as possible. When that comes to hunting, when that comes to working out, getting our fitness right, whether that comes to making money, whether that comes to our relationships. And I'll make an example on the relationships part. If you get in a relationship with a lovely woman or a male, I don't know who's watching this video, you will probably put on the cologne, put on the deodorant, make sure you washed up, make sure you got some nice clothes on, make sure everything is good for your presentability to that other person. Now, when the months go by, maybe it's month 2, month 6, year 1, year 2, sooner or later, you will stop wearing that cologne, stop putting on the deodorant the same way you used to, stop taking a shower the same way you used to. I know this sounds crazy, but it happens. And you will stop treating that person, your significant other, the same way you used to treat them, which sort of kind of gets my point. You become lazy. You stop bringing them flowers, you stop getting them gifts, you start doing the same things, the reason why they started dating you in the first place. And that because you lost interest and or you are just lazy. Baseline. You don't feel like you need to do those things to get the same results, so you stop doing them, which is why the military always hits you and tell you that you got to do everything. Do this, and then they yell at you over and over again until it's ingrained in your brain. Second reason, I would love to help out other people. Now, I never really understood exactly what that meant, especially when I first started business. And you'll be like, what do you mean? I'll explain. When I first started business, I thought helping people was giving them money back. For example, you help the homeless, you donate to charities, and other people help. But then I realized knowledge is also a helpful feature. A lot of people don't have the knowledge they need to succeed, so they end up doing less than they are able to because they just don't know what to do. So what you can do in turn is you can give them knowledge to be able to go out and succeed in the world. Now, I didn't know that. I know, sounds crazy. Now, if I could go back in time, I would teach myself how to actually help people, because helpful people change the world. For example, Apple, they helped a lot of people, they gave a lot of people phones, and now people can connect with anybody in the world. Now, obviously that was on the back of other technologies and communications like radios and things of that nature, but they have helped people. For example, there's a lot of other companies I can name. You got Walmart, you got all of these other different various multinational food chains that have helped people, and that is the value that they provide, and that's how they help. Now, helping people can come in many different fashions. And when I first started, I only understood one, but these individual building blocks has helped me get to where I am now to be able to understand that helping people can come from knowledge, can come from experience, can come from sharing to that person exactly what you did to get to where you are. And that's very important to me, because I know that if I help 100 million people, 200 million people in any various way, that I will have an impact on society. And it'll be a plus impact instead of a negative impact. And that is the most important thing, specifically for me, right? Because just because you help, you can do help for altruist reasons and you can do help for non-altruist reasons. And what I mean by that is the non-altruist reasons would be you are helping to build a better society for your community. For example, there's a lot of people that build like private golf clubs and things of that nature. They want their community to be better than the other community on the other side of town or whatever it is. Now, that helps people, but it's also a selfish reason. They just want to be somewhere nice and have people nice with them, and they want to be better than other people. Same way sports teams kind of do it. They want to win and they want to be in the NBA All-Star National. One is to entertain other people, but two is because they just like to win. So it's an inaltruist reason, but it's altruist by extension, just because of the goal. The goal in it itself is an altruist reason. Now, altruism is more so like giving to the homeless. Like you're doing it to make yourself feel good, but also you're doing it to help them out. Now, that is also an inaltruist reason, but most people lie. I would say they lie and say they're doing it for an altruist reason. Like, no, I'm giving back because I just want to help. Right. So if they're giving back just to help, that'll be an altruist reason, but most of the people, they're not. But I wanted to put that in here because that's really what I'm doing this for. I want to help other people. And obviously, you got to make money and things of that nature. That's innate, and that's everyone has to. But if I can make money and help people at the same time, I think I'm on the right path. 3, why I chose AI as the catalyst to all of this. Now, the reason why I chose AI was many different facets of reasons, but one is just the biggest thing that can provide the most impact to the most people with the least amount of people in it in terms of human demand. Now, the government does this a lot. Like the government has a lot of people to help a lot of people. For example, the DMV. You need a lot of DMV staff and a lot of people to help the masses of people. But those a lot of people makes you go in debt. Look at our debt, our $1 trillion debt cap. Now, that can get lowered by the use of AI to remove the human aspect of all of this helping, quote unquote, that we're doing in this specific instance. Now, yes, you can do a lot of different things and you can help a lot of different people with a lot of people, but those things can't scale as fast as you need them because there's always dependent on people. You can't be everywhere at once. But with AI, you can help people by setting up systems and processes to do whatever it is that you're looking to do. Now, that's an important, aspect and caveat because there's many different things that you can do, but being helpful is one of those things that's very hard to succeed at because you need a lot of money to succeed at that thing, and also you need to be making money yourself. Like you're not a nonprofit. Right, so you need to be making money yourself to help those people, but you also need to be making money to help those people as well. So it's a double-edged sword because people don't really like when you make money. So you got to make money on the side and help those people for free without showing them how exactly you're making the money. You got to see how that can be a very difficult thing to kind of work your head around because people, for some reason, don't like when you're making a lot of money. They just want you to make enough, quote unquote, money and also help them in extension to you making whatever money you're making, but never ask them for any quote unquote money. So you got to kind of skirt it. And this came from hundreds of years of, well, not necessarily hundreds, but tens of years of marketing. People don't like marketing anymore because marketing is a form of asking, and people don't like being asked for stuff. Imagine when someone calls you and they say, hey, can I borrow $20, $30? And normally, like, no, I don't really want, don't stop calling me for money. If they do it again and they do it again and they do it again, sooner or later you're going to stop picking up the phone for that person. It's very interesting the reason why. And the reason why is because you don't really like giving things. You like giving things without them people asking for them to make you feel better, but not the opposite way around. So that's the reason why I'm using AI as a catalyst, because AI is something that you can scale very, very big, and you also don't have to have that human capital. For example, my first business, it was house cleaning. Now, obviously, you can't clean a house with robots, at least not yet. So I needed people to clean those houses, but people call out, people get sick, people get frustrated, people want to quit, people got other different life, situation, baby mamas, babies, and things of that nature where they can't fulfill on the job. So no matter if it's 2 times, 3 times, or 27,000 times in the year where someone calls and says, I can't make it, or this or that, that affects your relationship with that client. And that client does not care that baby mama or the baby needs to go to the school or whatever. They just care that the house didn't get clean. And that's the same thing with helping people. if you say that you're going to do something, people expect you to do that thing. And with AI, you don't have to actually do it. Now, obviously, you have to create the systems, and that would be arguably harder than just giving it out to another person, because those people don't have thought. AI is just a tokenizer. It's a token tumbler. It doesn't have thought as well. It's perceived thought through the tokens that it's generating next, but it's not actual intelligent thought. Artificial intelligence is actually artificial intelligence. This is intelligence that you think is okay. I digress. What I'm trying to point out here is that there is many different ways that you can help society, and the hardest way is actually having people there to help. Now, this is just a new revelation, so we're going to get in a little bit more depth in this as we go. But with AI, you can help people more often, more consistently, without the issues of people not showing up and other things like that. And also, you will have a better service, arguably, if your product actually works. And then obviously you need very smart and enthusiastic people to come in and have that product work, but you still can make that product work without so much overhead. So that's the third reason.